it's in. A lot of fire. I appreciate people that are sharing. I appreciate everybody who's sharing. Really do. I really do. Thank you, Michael. Teawithmike, I like your handle.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to, we thought the one-hit wonder of Water with Jonathan would be, well, just that. One. Just kidding. Episode 2 of Water. Except this time, I've got some greens in here.
We need to start again. You're not in the center of the screen. Move over to your right.
I'm not in the center of the screen. What do you mean?
There you are. So go ahead. Carry on.
Start all over? Fine. All right. All over. Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. I am excited because here we thought Water with Jonathan would be one episode, and it is not. 2 episodes. Welcome to Water with Jonathan. This time featuring the Joker shaker cup, and I've got greens in my water instead of just water. But what are you drinking today, Mike?
I'm still breaking the trend. I'm still drinking tea. Like I didn't.
Well, there's water in tea. That's why it works. I put greens in mine. You put greens in yours. They're just different greens. Did I just cut out like crazy for you?
Yes.
No! Is it better now?
Yes.
Did I fix all the problems? I don't know what the problem is, but sweet. All I said is that technically mine's water with greens in it, and technically yours is water with greens in it. So really...
It's all the same.
It's all the same. It works. Episode 2. The follow-up to episode 1. Tea with Gary V. happened for you this morning. Yes. Now, I predicted, this is the part I'm most excited about, what I thought your advice might be from Gary. Gary's advice to you. And we put it in a video. And now we'll get to talk about whether or not I was right. I watched the clip. It was awesome. Great work, by the way. I want to talk about first your experience and how it went and how you thought it went, your takeaways. And then we'll talk about me and whether my prediction was right at the end. But okay. I'm very excited to chat about that. All right. First, what was it like? What did it look like? You're just like, are you sitting on hold, waiting for your turn? How does it all work? Fill me in. Beginning to end.
Sure. So I, like everyone out there, I watched the kind of the first few callers on the show. And then when it was my turn to kind of jump into what they call the queue, Zane from Team Gary V sent me a message on Twitter. And so then you click the link, they stream it through StreamYard. You got Dustin working behind the scenes, making sure it's running smoothly. Dustin messages like the order of the guests, and he tells you to be ready because like when he hits whatever he hits, you're like on the screen straight away, so you got to be ready.
Yeah.
You pick on your phone or because it's like pretty like fast. So,
okay.
So I had to wait there for a good 10-15 minutes. The nerves are kind of jangling. I'm busy stretching, trying to adjust my camera positions as much as possible so people aren't looking at my nose. I'm looking at my notes that I've researched. And I'm like, what happens if he goes in a different order? Because like it's very hard to predict how it's gonna go. But so that's kind of the build up, and then you don't really think about it. You're on, and so I guess I'll start there, and then we can dive deeper. That's kind of
That's sweet. So you're sitting there, you're in queue, you're going back and forth, then all of a sudden you're on. Now we had talked about what your plan was, and actually went pretty well. You actually started with your, saying, hey, thanking him for being on. The Tea with Mike on Tea with Gary V. Shared that you've been doing it for a year. You didn't tell him you've done 50 episodes, did you?
Yeah, later on.
Oh, okay. Maybe you did, actually. Do you want to know what thinking about it? Because I remember sitting there going, no! But actually, you're probably right. Okay, good. I'm glad it got out there. That was awesome. I was stoked, too. He definitely seems to be impressed by what you're doing, which is good. You've put a lot of work into it, so that was sweet.
I'm gonna tell you, and everyone will see later. He nearly threw me like off my game because at one point he was like, "Did you have a question?"
Oh yeah. He was ready for your question.
But luckily, I managed to keep it together.
Yeah, no, you did great. It was very smooth. As the person watching, I wouldn't have felt like it was wrong. I knew that you had like a way you were progressing through, but he just jumped in. He wanted to get to it, which was fine. You didn't miss anything, I don't think.
No, and the point where we really like clicked, like obviously the start of the conversation is the start of the conversation, was when I asked him what his favorite type of tea was.
Yeah, I thought that was cool because he actually was like had a specific flavor of tea that he likes and understood a little bit more of the background, not just some random person who likes tea. So that was very neat. He appreciated.
I was actually quite impressed.
Yeah, me too. I mean, when you're running a show called Tea With, doesn't matter what the name is, you should know something about tea.
But nobody has asked him until I asked him.
Yeah, that was sweet. Well done. Well done. That's awesome. And then you asked the question, and your question to him was, what do you have any advice? I have a show, Teawithmike, 50 episodes. You're right, actually. At that point, you had said 50. And then, do you have any idea, like any recommendations for promoting it? What was your biggest takeaway from what he said about promoting it?
Well, he didn't give me the engagement answer because obviously you could see that I'm engaging with people because that's part of the reason why I was lucky enough to get on the show. But what he did say, he emphasized the word collaboration and really like, so you're kind of right.
Kind of right. I said there was two things he would do. One was DM more people to get guests on the show to keep going, right, and find it. But my whole second thing was collaborating. Because there's a ton of people like you in your shoe. Now, he definitely approached it slightly different. I didn't use the word collaboration, but absolutely, I was more than kind of. I'd say I was like 50% right, maybe 45% right.
I would agree. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So like collaboration. So obviously getting the exposure just purely by being on the show. I've obviously had lots of notifications, so I'm making sure I'm replying to every single one. I've already booked some guests for the Teawithmike show. Some more. Everyone's got a great story, but some of these people are a little bit more high caliber, just based off what they've achieved. So that's cool. So I'm working on that. Some YouTubers, some people that have been on X Factor 2016. You know, some people that I got. So really working hard there and just engaging, but not making it all about me. I'm really trying to flip the script too and learn more about other people, which I think is really important. And I think a few people were surprised that I actually engaged back with them.
Yeah, no, that's great. You did awesome. I had two ideas after the show that I was like, man, I wish I would have thought of this yesterday, 2 days ago when we had chatted. So one of them, it's still relevant. It's a mutation of the first one. So the first one, I was like, man, at the end, your ask worked for one, which is sweet. You get to hang out with Gary, meet him in September when he's in Edmonton.
Yep.
Which is awesome. I'm stoked about that. Don't worry, I'll come with you. You know, I would hate for you to have to do that alone. I'll be there for you, okay? just for you. Two, I was like, after he said collaboration, in my head, after your question, I was like, your ask was epic because it worked. But I was like, I wondered in my head if you would get people watching that want to be on your show now. So in my head, I was like, all the people that are like watching. So I would go into like comments of people that watched it, anybody that comments on your section, and be like, hey, bing, 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 you should try and get some of them as guests on your show because they've seen it, and that might be a cool leverage thing. Other thing, do you know how like people like you have an opening for your show? Do you have like a closing for your show that you always do?
No, it's just the tea with my music at the end, but it changes every time.
Totally. You should do a at the end of every show, you should like target a industry or type of person that you want on your show in the future. So that if somebody's watching your show, they're like, hey, because in my head, I'm like, oh, like you'll have all these people watching. There'd be people that you would love to talk to that would probably be on your show if they knew you were looking for more guests.
Gotcha.
So I was like, I wonder. But I bet you do. I bet 100% you get people that will want to be on your show that maybe didn't know or connect with you before. So that's sweet. Good work.
Yeah. It was almost surreal because obviously, like I just described, kind of really nervous in the build-up, and then I didn't really. I know people say it, including yourself, but you don't know until you've actually had been privileged with or the opportunity to have a conversation with him. He's very down to earth and a real human at the end of the day.
Absolutely. What surprised you the most?
So some people that I've known for obviously a little bit longer than today said that I was in control of the conversations. So I think he was in a really good place. So that surprised me because I've watched others, and obviously it depends on the chemistry where he's a lot more like fiery, like back and forth, but he was really in a listening state, which was interesting.
Absolutely. I think that like he is good at reading energy, right? And so I felt like you came on, you know exactly what to say. And in your show, when you're doing Tea with Mike, people get to see just you asking questions because very driven at the other person. Where in this situation, you came in and there's a couple things you wanted to make sure you did. So in order to make sure they happened, you were direct, you were spoken, it was like articulated, you just knew it was punchy, right? So, which is good. That's what you need. You needed to do that, and you did it. So well done.
I also, upon reflection, think that I was lucky to appear on the show today because there'd been lots of great people. Like in the build-up, this guy showed Gary like a magic trick, like live on air. So we're gonna do a little collaboration. So that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, and all the guests had like lots of energy today, very different areas, just really like interesting. There was something cool about each one, and I was like 45 minutes into the hour, so the audience is like peaking, and the energy was there. He was in a good mood. So I think so the environment and the context.
That's awesome.
Fortunate.
Totally. And we're only like 7 hours past your interview time or something like that. But have you noticed, like, have you had engagement on social media about it yet? Have you had people contacting you?
For like 50 DMs so far, each on Instagram, 50 on Twitter. So
from people who watched it that wanted to say hi and connect?
Yeah, from all over the place. So some from England, like everywhere.
That's cool.
They're all cool in their own right.
Absolutely. Oh, that's really neat. Well, I am glad to hear it went so well. And I'm stoked. That's exciting. Pumped that you get to meet Gary. That'll be fun. I'll be at that event, so you don't have to take me to the green room. I was joking. But I will be at that event. We'll connect there, and I'm excited to be there. Just let me know where to meet you so I can go with you into the green room. But
totally
no. Yeah, we'll wait and see if they might not like the idea of you bringing other people. That defeats the point of you getting a chance to meet him. But we'll see. If they're like, oh sure, bring a friend, then I'll definitely hop on that. I don't want to take away from your meeting him. This is about you. I'm stoked. I feel like I'm almost like half as excited as you are because I know what it's like and how cool it will be for you. So I'm really excited.
And you're kind of involved like behind the scenes in this triangle.
Yeah, it's very cool, very crazy cool.
I've got a game plan for when I'm hopefully meeting.
You already? It's been 7 hours, and what's the game plan, Mike? Are you gonna keep it a secret from me?
No. Well, So the plan is, I hope he doesn't watch this.
He's gonna watch this and then later be like, I know.
But my plan is obviously to like keep documenting all of the things I've done since he gave the advice of collaboration, and basically continue to reach out to others. And then I'm hopefully gonna, because it's an event, so he'll be pumped anyway. So then I'm hoping to use that leverage to land the great Gary V on Teawithmike.
There you go. On your terms, be like, I was a guest on your show. I think it's only fair that you're a guest on my show.
And in doing so, he'll be helping me achieve I just set myself the goal on which is my pinned tweet, of interviewing like 12 like high profile people. And
cool.
So I'm feverishly working towards that. Obviously, it's going to take quite a long period of time. But that's the goal. That's what I'm holding myself to.
Oh, that's sweet. Good for you. That's exciting. Well, I'm stoked. If there's anything I can help you, let me know.
Thank you.
As always.
I'll also share that it took me literally 5 hours to like return to a state of normality.
Took 5 hours to come down from the high of being on the show. So this is normal Mike that I'm talking to now?
Yes, yeah.
As normal as you get?
Yeah. I've literally been in the state of like shell shock for like the last few hours.
Yeah, no kidding. That's killer. I think that we do this again in like a month, and we actually do. Then we can do like episode 3, and I want to see like from today. This is, we're dialoguing what just happened, blah blah blah. But it'd be fun to chat again in a month with where things are at, what you've noticed, if you've noticed different. Sometimes you don't, right? What have you been able to leverage? What haven't you been able to? It'd be fun.
Yes, that's a really good idea. And then we should do it monthly, is all the way up to the September.
There you go.
Then my plan is to turn it all into a big movie that's like properly like edited from the beginning. I guess because from the start when you introduced me to, when you spoke the words Gary V in the class presentation, which we do actually have like a picture of, because I got a
That's
reminder
true.
of the 1 or 2 year like memory.
That's right.
And then the journey of him liking like a couple of tweets over the first like 13 months, and now how more recently shout out and like 3 likes of tweets, and meeting him in like the last X amount of time. So like showing the storytelling, the journey.
Good work.
Teawithmike, Gary Vaynerchuk. With John.
Very cool. Wait, hold on. That's sweet, dude. I'm excited. Keep it up. Keep documenting.
Dude. Appreciate it.
I'm excited. Good work for you. Actually, I had somebody that reached out to me because they had seen my video I posted with you, and were like, hey, are you going to do more interviews with people? Which was so funny, because I was like, I was doing it for you. I wasn't doing it because I'm starting my own show. And so I was like, well, maybe I should, but we'll see. I like to, I haven't, we'll decide.
I'll share with you that you're the only video on my YouTube channel so far to hit 100 views.
Am I the first video to hit 100? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then the one that we did, because it was a different format back then, and I didn't have my website really, and was posting to Facebook. That was kind of how it worked back then. It sounds weird, doesn't it? Back then, this was how it was.
Yeah, way back then, months ago. Time has passed.
Yeah, no, so you have your engaged audience too. People that appreciate and respect all the great things you're doing too.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm very fortunate, and it's interesting because I'm in this weird phase where I'm not intentionally building an audience the same way that you are, but I've been building businesses to try and set up, because that's really, I love like this. He talked to you, like the loving the process. that we've talked about, I love that process within building a business. And so I've been building that, and just as that happens, naturally you start to build. And I love engaging with people. And so whether that's in person, online, it doesn't matter to me. And so, yeah, I've been really fortunate. It's been lots of fun. So I'm just, I'm excited about what's going on. We'll keep in touch. I don't want this to drag on and on and on. So let's cut it short here. But I'm excited for you. Great work. Keep it up. And we'll do this again in like a month's time and chat more.
That sounds good.
If you need anything, let me know.
Absolutely.
For all of those, thank you for being on Tea with Jonathan. My handle, I'm going to put an edit down here with @JTStrome on everything. Twitter, Instagram. Actually, I think if you go, I think my Facebook, you'll find me that way too. TikTok, all the things. I'm at that same handle everywhere.
Very nice.
Have a good one. Take care. And we'll chat soon, I'm very sure.
Thank you for hosting episode 2 of Wall
Street. Episode 2.
Oh, last thing, it took me a while because it wouldn't download properly, but also did you like the edits that I did with the ripple?
Oh, yeah. I did. I was laughing because you told me you weren't going to edit it, and then all of a sudden there's titles, and I was...
Well, I realized in order for it to be meaningful, there had to be a little bit of context, because me and you know the context, but not many other people do. So that's the reason why I added the context.
And sometimes it makes sense to cut out dead space and all that to make it, punchier.
Great.
Killer. Have a good one.
All right. Peace. Thank you.
See you later, bud.